a branding mistake that a lot of initial startups make.
Initially, positioning is very important.
When it comes to metrics, what do you think are the top 3 metrics?
Wisely, how is very easy. 170k something followers on Instagram. He started a challenge called 75 Hard Challenge. Right, that challenge worked for him.
In terms of the timing of the day, or have you done any experiments?
We faked it until we made it. You should have people skill.
When it comes to content creation, it's a space with probably very good ROI. So as students or people who want to start with personal branding, where do we start?
You have to see the propositions. What you're going to come up with, which will make that money.
Everyone, and welcome back to another episode of MTactiq, the voice of marketers. This is the official podcast channel of the marketing specialization of MBA department from the School of Business and Management, Christ Deemto-be University. Today, we have a very special guest joining us, Mr. Rohan. He is the founder of Whymedia, the voice behind Startup Tales, and also the visionary who shares content with respect to founders and other investors. So it is going to be a very insightful session, and this is something that you definitely don't want to miss. Hi Rohan, thank you so much for joining us today and allowing us to come to your office and such a beautiful space.
Thank you.
So can we start with first, for our viewers, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So where do I start? So I come from Tier 2, Balgam, Karnataka itself, north part of Karnataka. Did my mechanical engineering, passed out in 2022, came here for a job. But back of the mind, there was a plan to start something of my own, but I was just figuring out what to do it. Then we were exploring a lot of events. The best part of Bangalore is a lot of events happen here. Business meetups, startup meetups, a lot of different domain sectors events happen here. We just went there, we explored, we met a lot of people, we asked a lot of questions to them. That's where we were figuring out what to start, because we didn't had any expertise starting something of own, because no prior family business background or something. So very decent family I belong from. Then there's one more guy called Akshay, who's my co-founder with me here. So we both had a lot of discussions, a lot of surveys, a lot of iterations, interacted with a lot of startup founders. Then we were figuring out what to do. When we were figuring out what to do, we asked a lot of questions to the founders. They're very humble enough to answer the questions. That's why we thought we are from Tier 2, Tier 3 coming here asking these kind of questions and knowing what founders are building here, right? When we came here, we got to know that a lot of people are building in a lot of different domains. That's where we got exposure to different domains, right? So then we took their help to understand more in depth. We asked them, can we record this discussion? They were like, okay, you can record. Back then we didn't know the conversation we were having was a podcast, right? So we asked them, can we sit for an hour for a coffee, discuss more? We wanna understand and jump in, right? So that's where we thought we'll start a channel for Tier 2, Tier 3 city guys. The channel name is the Startup Tales, where we podcast with early startup founders. We cover the stories across Bangalore, India, right? So that's where we got that thing. Let's understand, let's learn from the early startup founder, because building a team, ideating, making a survey, building that core team, right? And what will be our GTM, understanding those from the startup founders was accessible and easy. So that's where we are figuring out, juggling here and there, what to build. That's where we built our community called the Startup Tales. Till today, we are in that community where we freely invite the founders on our podcast to understand what kind of business they are doing, to build a bridge between Tier 2, Tier 3 city guys. The Startup Tales is more for them to learn what founders are building at early stage. That's where we are figuring out. Then what happens after a year, a lot of founders came in with some requirement, because early startup founders don't have that sort of money to invest in making videos, content, marketing vertical, right? So they came to us, can you guys help us doing these edits, doing these kind of videos? Can you help me start my podcast channel? That's where we figure out a business idea. Then okay, let's start a business vertical. See how long we can run a community at free, right? So we thought of, okay, let's start something to serve these kind of founders at very minimal cost. So we were discussing, it was around 4:30 a.m. something we were discussing on Saturday night. So then I asked him why we gonna do this. Then he was like, why we are doing this? Okay, to sustain, to run this show, to run the Startup Tales. That's where the name came in Whymedia. So on that night, we decided a name called Whymedia. We're gonna start a business, not a startup something. We call it as a purely business, what we are doing. So where we curate content. Earlier, our core expertise was into podcasting. We launched a lot of podcast IPs. Down the lane, we started from a 2 BHK flat. So in a one bedroom, I used to stay. In another bedroom, our editor used to work. At hall, we used to do the podcast. Right? It was at a Hulimo space. We met a founder. We spoke with him. He was really interested in our idea, and he saw that spark. He told us, "Okay, you guys come from tier 2, tier 3. Same here with me. I worked at Oracle. I see this spark. Tell me how can I help you guys." Then we asked, "Sir, really we don't need any monetary benefits or any funding. We're looking for a space." He was like, "I have a 2 BHK space. Why don't you guys utilize it? If you go there, check it out. If you really feel you can use that for podcasting or something, content creation, use it." And then we went. I hand painted it, the hall entire. We set up at. We were working till then. So I was working at a mechanical job. He was working at an IT firm. He used to stay at Whitefield. I used to stay at Banshankari. I used to go on the weekends to Hulimau, where our office was set up. On weekend, we used to work till December 2023. I worked. I quit. That's where we onboarded 2 of our clients, and I thought I should burn my boats. I should jump in and see what this is. If not, I'll go back to job. That's what the mindset was since college. Because in college, we tried a lot of things. So I was college secretary. Akshay was also a college secretary. We both were friends since college. So that's where we I told Akshay, okay, I'll quit. Let's see if nothing is happening in 3 months. I'll go back and join some job. We'll figure out something. He's like, okay, cool, no worries. Let's go ahead. So that's where we started serving our clients from 1 employee, 2 employee. Now the team is close to 20 employees. That's what the journey of Whymedia and Startup Tales.
That's lovely. I mean, it's very inspiring for us also as students to hear it. Something that I have thought, along my journey also is that a lot of people are blessed with an understanding of what they want to do and how to figure out life, etc. But a lot of us also struggle. And you also mentioned that you were also figuring it out. You were trying to meet founders, etc. So, how was that? Like, was it easy to just meet people and not necessarily they allow and come speak to us? So how did that happen?
The problem with tier 2, tier 3 city guys, major problem what I feel is they have a lot of low self-esteem. They're underconfident to ask questions, go seek help. Okay, we are very underconfident to ask questions. We're thinking, what will he think, right? So will my question valid to him or not? All those kind of thinking we had. So we thought a lot of things before asking them. We're like, okay, kya hi hoga, right? We went, we asked a lot of questions, random questions, and they found it very funny. Acha, these kind of questions they're asking. We asked, how was your first employee? How did you find him? We asked him, who was your first client? How did you crack? Okay, and what did you do with your first paycheck? So what you got from your business? All these kind of questions where they were that hit them. When you close the first client or first employee, first things whatever happens, you don't forget it, right? So you feel very proud to share that story. That's where we were asking those kind of questions. We learned. See, we met a 60-year-old guy. He was a founder, investor. He told, "Kuch paane ke liye, like you want something, ask. No one will understand what you want. Go ask it out, right? If max what he'll say no. When he say no, just remember it is a next opportunity. Go and ask other people, right? So that's why we were very shameless guys to ask questions. Lot of meetups we went. We used to go little late because see how a meetup happens. I'll tell you. In the initial for hour they'll have a panel discussion, then a lot of interaction, then they open for networking. So whatever real thing was happening at the networking itself. If the meetup was starting at from 5 to 7, we used to go by 6, right? So we are least interested in what the discussion is around, but we are very interested in interacting with people and making that sort of network here in Bangalore, right? That's what we are doing.
Okay, and because you talk to a lot of founders, what is one problem or a branding mistake that a lot of initial startups make, and what is your suggestion in terms of you also do a little bit of marketing, right? Yes. So in that way, for founders and startups, what is a branding mistake that they should probably avoid in the initial stages?
Okay, great question. See, initially positioning is very important. Whom you are catering is very important. You can't cater everyone, right? If you search creative spaces or agencies in HSR itself, you'll find more than 10 plus. But whom you are catering and what kind of clientele base you have, what kind of work you are doing, you should be very clear. See, if you are at a premium, serve premium. Tell them you are premium. That's it. See, you can't tell, okay, I'll serve a 10,000 client also and 10 lakh client also. No, that's not your thing. You can't. Niche is okay, but positioning is very important. Right? See, if a bigger company is looking for an agency or a creative space to do some content, okay, the position, they should remember Whymedia, right? That's how it is. So when you go for a shopping, see, you see brand positioning is already done. Say Alan Solly, Peter England, the positioning is already done, right? So that's how it is. So the positioning is very important. In the initial only, you should define your position, define your key metrics, define your terms, what you are best at. See, you can't be best at all the things. So when it comes to us, we are best at podcasting, right? Because we have learned a lot of IPs, right? So a lot of podcasts we have done. We have that end-to-end hold on it. So we can take bet on that. So that is very important.
Like we all know, podcast is a very cluttered space now. So how to differentiate, and if you want to make your page stand out?
Good question. Every client comes to us, ask views nahi bad rahe, what to do it, right? So see, everyone want to share their stories, right? I'll take example. The podcasting came from Joy Rogan, right? So that guy started podcasting. Then it came to India. Then Beer Vice started. Raj Shamani started. So these were initially they were inviting a lot of entrepreneurs. That didn't work for them. That didn't bring views. See, you have to test a lot of things in the initials. They bought a lot of entrepreneurs, that didn't work. Then they started, okay, let me bring something people can listen while doing their work. They brought a lot of astrologers, good storytellers. So if I'm working, I'm listening to it. So that's where they define their audience. Okay, I have to bring someone who is controversial, who has made that really impact. So Raj Shamani's thing is clear, Beerweiss' thing is clear. Then came, you can see this Nikhil Kamath brought in, a round table discussion.
Again, very different.
Very different. So that's how, see, whenever, why Nikhil Kamath is famous. See, I asked a lot of students, so do you guys know Nikhil Kamath? They say, yes, he's a podcaster. But a lot people don't know he's an Zerodha's co-founder, right? That's where this, so he became popular because of podcasting. The reason he became popular, the questions he is asking is very relatable. He asked, okay, I'm 20-year-old, I have this much money, what do you do? Suggest me. So I'm 25-year-old, I'll relate. Okay, I have this much money, how do I start? See, everyone want that roadmap. Everyone want to know that hurdles, what they are facing. So that's how you have to position your thing. So whom you are catering. So he is catering to the younger, he is catering to the entrepreneurs who want to start something, who want to start their journey of entrepreneurship. For them, he is catering. You go to Cred, he is catering to different audience. That's how catering to audience and figuring out who are your audience is very important. So those things.
And also when it comes to metrics, what do you think are the top 3 metrics that, whether it's just podcast or social media, what should be on the top that we should look at?
See, things you can follow to have that growth. See, when I mentioned growth, this is a term where you can consider as a followers growth, you can consider as a engagement growth, you can consider as a impression growth or shareable content growth, right? Or revenue making growth, right? See, there's a guy called Ankit Bhainpuria. Last year, he had around 170k something followers on Instagram. He started a challenge called 75 hard challenge, right? That challenge worked for him because see, he was telling what he did in day 1, day 2. See, he understood people want to know what's happening in other people's life, right? If I saw his 20th video, I'll check 18th kya hua, 19th kya hua, 21st what it was, did he finish or not? I was keeping a track, right? So this is how people hook them. So 100-day challenge worked, right? This is what he did. See, consistency is very important. If you're posting daily, you have to post because you have viewers to watch your content daily. And why you are doing is very important. See, if why is clear, the how is easy. See, whatever you're gonna do it, think why you are doing this. That's why I asked you guys, why you guys are doing this podcast, right? So why is clear, how is very easy, right? 50% of your problem is solved. These are 2 things: consistency, why you are doing this, and who will be your audience. If you know that, okay, this is the person gonna watch, done. It means you know your 3 things and you are doing it right.
So along the way, have you ever wanted to kind of, based on your audience responses or DMs or anything that must have come across, have you ever wanted to change your type of content, or even like when you're talking about business, right? How did you ever want to pivot your business to something else along the way? Was there anything?
Pivoting at right time is very important, right? See, podcasting might die in few years. We don't know. Something new gonna come up, right? You should be open for those kind of challenges. You should be very flexible enough. You should be very flexible enough to mold yourself into that direction, whatever is trending. Yet earlier, see, every 3 months the editing style changes, the kind of content we consume changes, right? So if you have to keep a track what people want to know, right? So that's what is working. Earlier funny content, now funny content is booming. You do funny content, you'll go viral. See, now it's very easy to get followers, engagement on Instagram, because a lot of people are consuming it, right? Earlier the scene was different. So yes.
And in terms of the timing of the day, or have you done any experiments, any other A/B experiment, anything that you must have done, tried, tested, failed? So one failure and one success, if you could share with us.
I'll share a case study, a very interesting case study. So there was a
We love case studies as Christ students.
so Jan 2024 we onboarded a client called Algorithm 365. See, we believe in one thing. In the initial we believed, fake it until you make it. Okay, this worked for us. Okay, when we onboarded him, we told that we have team, everything is ready. That's the reason he agreed to work with us. Then he asked us, okay, I'll visit your office space, but we didn't have any office space. We told him for a week we are busy. After that we can visit our office space. In that we had deadline that we have to set up an office to show him, because he's gonna come to our office and sign the agreement. But that was challenge. There was no office space. We are figuring out whomever we are meeting. We are asking them, okay, we are looking for office. So he will know that I'm looking for office space, right? We are putting the words, whether he will help or that is secondary. So when we met Mr. Kannan, he was like, how do I help you guys? Then I like, sir, the thing is what we are looking now is we are looking for office space. That's it. Then okay, that's where he told us, go utilize my space, the 2 BHK flat, or a few equipments already, table, chairs are there. You guys go see it if you guys want to use it. Okay, done. So that's where we faked it until we made it. And then we onboard algorithm client. Coming back to the case study, so Algorithm 365 is a client. So that guy worked for Microsoft 17 years at USA. He worked with Satya Nadella. He built Bing. He built Microsoft Teams. These kind of products he built. After he left, he wanted to get into politics in India. So he left and came because he was financially independent with the stocks, with the paychecks what he was getting. He came here, he was very active in politics. We met him at an event, then we asked him, sir, what do you do? He comes from North Karnataka itself, my region, around 25 kilometers away. We met him, then we asked him, so what do you do? Then like, okay, I worked at Microsoft, I have cumulative 20 years of experience. Then I'm financially free, now I'm getting into politics. Then like, what kind of politics we have? So I don't want to go into electoral, I don't want to go for the campaigns and be that candidate. I want to be in the background. I want to work in the background. I want to build some frameworks. I want to build some strategies for politicians. Then okay. So then what about these 20 years of experience? I don't know what to do. A lot of few students come to me for the placements and all, which I just guide them. I'm like, okay, sir, why don't you, sir, we see that spark. Why don't you utilize this 20 years of experience in teaching students? And you're like, okay, come up with a plan. If that excites, I'll jump in. Then we came back. We saw a lot of YouTubers, what they are doing. We made a plan using ChatGPT. We went to him, we explained. He was like, how do you guys want to take it? We were like, what is my next step? He asked. He liked the plan. It was very raw. Then he was like, okay, what is the next step? He said, we're going to record. Then what content you going to record? We asked him to record 3-4 videos. We'll come with cameras. You record, we'll edit and we'll post. We'll see how audience will react. So we recorded in English. Okay, we posted 5, 6, around 10 videos we posted. It was around 100 views, 200, 300, max 1K, because we all were putting stories at our first client with a big ticket size. We were sharing our friends, okay, like, comment, share, all those things, 100 views. Then we're like, okay, this will not work. See, you have to test a lot of things in the initial. See, how you should work is something, you should work in a phase wise. One phase should be of 3 months, which is 90 days. That should be a testing period. In 90 days, If that is working, it will work, right? Then we told him we'll work 2 phases, that is 6 months. If something happens, it's beneficial to you and us, or else no. Then we're charging them for the editing purpose, everything. Then you're like, okay, Rohan, I did 10 videos, nothing is moving ahead. So he wanted to see the bigger picture. We asked him, sir, we are interacting with him Kannada, so why don't you do a video in Kannada? Because we saw a lot of Kannada, there is no Kannada guys teaching coding. Then we asked him, sir, do a video in Kannada saying that what is C programming. Then he recorded. Then he told, my accent is not Kannada. Let it be, sir. Let's trying, no testing. We're testing a lot of things. Let's test this also. That video went 350K. It had 187 comments. The comments were like, sir, do a video on this topic. Do it in Kannada itself. We got 187 content pieces. That's why we started a challenge, 100 days coding challenge in Kannada. 100 days coding content those guys gave us. We didn't come up with, neither ChatGPT came. So those 187 comments, we filtered it, what are the best we prepared. Within 100 days we finished the challenge. We're at close to 50K organically, never added any credit card details, never boosted in reels. We had 50K organic followers asking questions, asking doubts, can you solve my doubt in Kannada. Then we built a YouTube channel for him, explaining, solving those doubts. So that's where we grown 12K in 3 months on YouTube. We built a WhatsApp community of 3,000 students. Now the community is more than 10,000, right? So we launched a course. We are selling that course at 20,000 per course. 4 courses are listed in his platform. So now he has an edtech company. That was the strategy. It works. See, you have to try a lot of things. And if in 3 months something is working, it will work. If nothing is working, content is not his cup of tea. See, you should be ready to accept whatever the report is. Right? After 3 months, you iterate, see what is your result, what are your key performance indicators, then you figure out.
So like if I have to, step away from content a little bit and ask about business, like not everybody has that time to make an error, learn from the mistake, redo all of it again. So from your experience, if you can tell us 2 do's and don'ts in your area with respect to talking with startup founders, or even if it's content creation, either ways, what are a couple of suggestions like that?
Okay, so for an entrepreneur, I'll suggest you want to start something of your own, for example. Okay, what do you like doing apart from studies?
I like
What are you best at?
I like fashion and lifestyle. That's a space that I'm interested in.
Okay, what into fashion? It's a very wider scope. What into fashion?
Specifically into clothing brands, like I would like to probably do that
So down the lane, you want to launch your clothing brand.
Yeah.
So what are inspiration brands you have been tracking, watching?
I like Manish Malhotra, Anita Dongre, designers. And
You want to be into designing thing or a scalable business model?
I'm not a very, I'm not a designer, so I'm looking at it a more management side. And also like in Kerala, like we see, right, there are a lot of clothing boutiques and things like that. So again, I also want to set up something, but preferably online, and then scale. That's what I have in my mind with very limited knowledge as of now.
Cool. See, I'm a mechanical engineer. I don't know editing. I don't know how to handle camera till now. But running a media business, you should have people skill. Managing people, understanding what they need, putting them at right place, bringing them at the right time is very important. If you know these things, you will do great things. See, I'll give an example. When you mentioned fashion, one more case study called RYZgram, RYZDGRAM. You can check this Instagram. He has 1,15,000 followers on it, organic. So it is into clothing. You can check this case study is something. What he did, he wanted to launch same like you, but he didn't had any idea. He went to Church Street with some cash, asking 3-4 people. He showing logos. Can you guess these logos? He showed the first logo was Ellen Solly something, then Peter Lingland, Louis Philippe, all these brands, and then at 5th he shown his logo, RYZgram. He has designed at Canva. So people guessed 4, and they were unable to guess the 5th. It means the brand positioning is done. He is comparing his brand with these kind of giants. He don't have any product yet. Okay, so he did Vox Pop videos. He interacted with close to 50-60 people. He did that videos. Whoever know him, know his channel, whoever following, he gave extra cash. He earned followers through that. See, if someone records my video, I'll be waiting whenever he gonna post. I'll reshare it. I'll share it to my friend that I've been featured in his video, right? So he built that audience. When he was at 80K, lot of merchants, lot of white labeling clothing brands approached him. Okay, we'll put your logo, we'll sell. Lot of people came to him. See, before even having anything, right? Then he decided which one to choose. He saw the good fabric. He saw the best designer who is providing me. Nothing, solo guy doing crazy. Close to 50 lakhs he's clocking every month. Yeah. Did he invest anything? Nothing. Max 10-20,000 in doing vox pop videos. Raw videos he's doing. You can check his page. That thing worked for him. Go study about Snitch. Study about Bekoff. Study about the Soul Store. How they started. Right. So how did they come up with these kind of things? Study about Ray Rabbit. See, brand positioning is very important. When you see, coming back to your question, do's and don'ts, right? Do's is something, go all in. You'll figure out whatever it is. Go all in. Don't hesitate to ask help in the initial. See, how many people know you?
Not so many.
Then, what's the problem in going asking help? Yeah. Right. So don't hesitate to ask. This is one thing. See, when it comes to don'ts, before doing, first set some matrices what you want to achieve. See, with Startup Tales, we said that it will keep it free, we'll keep it accessible to everyone, we'll keep it startup founder centric for tier 2, tier 3. These are things we have already defined. See, whenever we gonna take any steps on the Startup Tales, we go back to those things, whatever we are, okay, is this aligning with that? If yes, we do it, or else no. This is the simple formula you can follow. Fix some key matrices. Whenever you want to take decisions, think in that way. Okay, aligning, let me do it. Don't think much. Max, what will happen? See, you started with 0,
yeah,
right? You will go either 1. There's no going minus, right? You will come at 0, right? There is nothing you will go beyond 0, right? Either you will gain or nothing. That's how it is.
How do they treat marketing or branding differently in terms of the approach would be different? Like in a lot of situations, right? Startup people, they would struggle a little more with which way to go, how to go. There'll be some stigmas that they may have or something. So with respect to that, what is the difference that you have seen in startup people and how they approach? Like for example, if you are telling that do this kind of content, do this kind of a podcast, make a pitch like this, do you see them saying no, I don't want to do this, or this is not something we want to try, this is not a space? Do you see a lot of inhibitions, or do you see people listening to you and they're okay?
See, we meet a lot of founders, we meet a lot of business individuals. So the problem with them in initially, like they're like, okay, everything I'll do on my own. See, when you have a small organization, you'll feel, okay, I'll do all these things. Editing, I'll get it done from AI. Okay, doing any post or writing something, I'll get it done from ChatGPT something or Superpen. So they want to do everything on their own. It don't work. See, your thing is, you are a startup founder, build the product. How you gonna make revenue? Focus on those things. See, we encourage founders. We want to learn from the founders who delegate their work. See, startup founders' key role is delegating the work, not he's doing the work.
But often it's like when you're a founder, when you're a leader, it's also difficult to delegate. You don't want to, because also it's your baby that you're kind of trying to experiment with. So how can you mentally prepare yourself to kind of, okay, you can delegate this to people? And
when you mentioned they think it is a baby, see, when you think the startup what you are building is your baby, there comes a thing called you want to make it win at any situation, right? See, you can't make a fish to climb a tree, right? So it is meant to swim, right? So understand these things, what you're building, understand your customer, whom you're gonna serve. It's never about you predicting, okay, this guy, I'll build this, the customer will be there. No. First, see, market survey is very important. GTM is very important. What they want. See, entrepreneurship is all about solving a problem. That's it. In which way you're solving is very important, right? So if you have any things, no, I'll do this way. So if market is not ready to accept that way, you have to pivot. See, when you think it is my baby or daughter or son, so you will think you want to make it win at any cost, right? That's where you close your doors, right? You will be not open for the feedbacks, right? See, as a founder, you should take a lot of feedbacks. Feedbacks is something it will groom your startup, right? We take a lot of feedbacks because we understand where the quality is going ahead, what kind of editing needs to be done, right? Feedback is very important, taking it. And feedback, who will give? I'll tell you, unknown person will give you the best feedback. If you ask your friends, families, that's not the feedback what you're gonna get. Ask the people who you don't know, so that will help you to build what you want to do it. You can groom in that way, right? When it comes to marketing thing and branding, see, marketing is different, branding is very different, right? So you can check Red Bull's content page. You will see what Red Bull does. Red Bull sells beverages, right? But if you see their social media presence is something all about making a lot of stunts, that adrenaline rush, trying to crack that Guinness World Record. That's what they're doing. They feel that kick. They wanna show you that by drinking Red Bull, you will be very energized. You can achieve things out of the boundary. That's what they wanna portray. Right? See, the way they are playing this game is phenomenal. Right? Go check. They will never show you that can in the videos, but you will see a lot of stunts, bikers jumping from helicopter. Here they're doing these kind of stunts because they wanna show that okay, whoever drinks Red Bull is meant to push their boundaries or cross the boundary. That's how it is.
And when it comes to content creation, it's a space with probably very good ROI. So as students or people who want to start with personal branding, where do we start? What are your suggestions for those?
See, initially, if you focus on making money, see, you can't chase money, first thing. See, if you're gonna try to chase money, you'll be one of the freelancer, getting the scope of work, doing it and giving it. See, personal branding is very different game. Personal branding is something you are making your footprint on the social media. It is building credibility. See, through that credibility, through that personal branding, you can sell other things. See, the Startup Tales is our lead generation thing, right? The community, what we're building. See, through Startup Tales, am I earning? No. Till now, did we make money? No. But what we made, Whymedia, 20 employees working here. We have a space here. That's how, see, you have to see the propositions. What you're going to come up with, which will make that money. And see, now personal branding is very important. But finding that niche, as you mentioned about the fashion, see, make reviews on the clothing. People want to know the real thing, how the fabric looks like. See, if you can create content on cloths, fabric, what kind of new material coming in the market, right? See, why that breathable cloth is not good for the health. See, there are a lot of study those papers, make content, people will follow you, you'll build a niche. When you build a niche, you try launching your product, saying that these are the things which I saw had problems, I've solved this, you can buy these things. This is how you're gonna bring your business in. Using your personal branding, you can sell it. See, you go and see every actor, actress have their own brands. But are they successful in their business? Few are not. But here the patience is the game, right? Positioning is the game. Deepika Padukone launched something 82 degree something. Failed. Why? Because people were not ready. The skin was not ready to accept those kind of products, right? But Cetaphil worked. Minimalist is working, right? So Plum is doing good, right? So this is how you have to see how they have positioned themselves. See, there are two ways. One is founder-led business, means his face is driving the business, his story is driving the business. One is product is driving the business, right? Kusha Kapila launched underneath something, right? So she is driving the business, right? The whole truth. Let's go to this protein bars. The product is driving the business, right? So you have to figure out who's gonna drive the business. If the product is driving the business, we will make it very scalable.
But then the challenge would be, like, for example, me as a person, like we mentioned earlier, nobody knows me. So if I start a page, it's difficult for me to scale. If someone who is already famous, you're a founder of already something, then for you to post content and get people on board is more easier. So how can a very normal person scale their content? Like, as of now, I have no followers, and if I start posting content on the best fabric out in the city, people might not trust my credibility, viewership might not come. So in that terms, like, how do I scale?
See, earlier when we used to see ads, Deepika Padukone, Katrina Kaif were making ads on Dove, Lux and all. Did they really use those? Right. People know now.
But my question is in terms of like, but those faces are known, and for people who are just starting out,
How
are
do-
not
how
known.
do they
Yeah,
start?
How do you scale that?
Okay. Take our example. Okay. See, it's about why you wanna do is one thing. Okay. Why you wanna do it, and if it is something you solo wanna drive it, do solo. See, share your story. No, you come from Kerala. This is what you are doing. Share a story. See, if you launch today, don't expect that someone will go to your website and purchase it. Never. Right. First, build the audience. No, build that need. Create the need. No. See, in your college, you can make a brand in your college itself. Launch something which your college students can buy it. Go to everyone, ask their problems, ask their summer problems. Come up with, ask them, if I solve this problem, will you buy? Will they say no? If you solve my problem,
They will never say
no. That's how, see, you have to figure out your things, how you're gonna do it in the initials, right? Go to your incubation center, speak to them. So how do I do this? See, initial learning is very important. When you learn, then you learn, right? See, a lot of brands, see, you have to follow kingmakers who are behind the brand. See, you have to follow Tanmay Bhatt, okay, the OG marketer. You have to follow, there's a guy called Manish Pandey, the guy behind Beer Bicep, Ranveer, Ashish Chanchlani. So he has positioned them. So you have to learn from Ghorpade Basin. You guys know Prajakta Kohli, right? Yeah. So you guys follow her. So do you know who was the person behind her being content creator? Ever thought, ever saw him? This guy called Ghorpade Basin. So she was a radio jockey earlier, right? So he saw that spark in her, right? So then he went to her, they chased her for a month. They went to her, they told her, we see a spark in you, we can launch you as a YouTuber. Okay. Then she was like, I need to pay? Then no, we work for you, we will pay you. That's where they launch. You guys know what she has achieved, right? So see, you have to learn from these kind of people who have launched these kind of people, right? So learn, think your things, come up with strategies, try small things. See, you can start with kerchief. So will you guys not buy kerchief? Start with kerchief, no? Hand kerchief. How much it will cost you to manufacture? Go to Pina, there are already white label manufacturers. You can design your kerchief with some designs, come up with some quotes. See, no one is doing quotes on your kerchiefs. Do it. Scarves, right? So you can start with a smaller thing. See, no need to launch a t-shirt or a jeans or no. Start with small thing. Start with socks brand. Socks is booming now, right? So ask their problem. Ask your friends what is the problem they are facing in, right? So solve these problems. No, they will for sure promote. They'll for sure buy you in initials. So then share their story. How you built, how you design. Canva is free to design. Do it on Canva. Try this.
And like when it comes to apps, we have LinkedIn, which is also now very commonly used for people for personal branding and otherwise. What are other apps or
to track, to learn from this? Yes. Inc 42, you can know what's happening in the startup. Crunchbase, on Crunchbase you can see what kind of startups getting funded, how much they have been funded. Y Combinator is the platform. Here you will know what kind of startup have been incubated. Then when it comes to social media, you can start spending time on Substack. You will learn a lot because it doesn't have an algorithm. Okay, if you feel that this content is good, you are interacting, it will push out to others, or else no, right? There is no set algorithm for Substack. You have Middle, Facebook for startups, the End Tracker, you can track the upcoming startup news. So learn from these kind of people. If any founder is based out of Bangalore, go to his LinkedIn, message him saying I want to meet you, right? Drop a mail from your mail IDs, the college mail IDs. Go to your alumni network, see who are building startup. Go them, ask reference. Okay, I will meet that guy. Can you give a reference, right? So for sure they'll help if they have connections. They'll just intimate that you wanna go and meet them. Go to their office, spend some time, come back, learn. Ask, see, keep 4 questions prepared, ask 10 people, write it down, see what was the best thing, all suggested. Next 4 questions, go to 10 people. If you have 100 questions ready with you, it means you are ready to start your startup. See, every time you should think on your fashion thing, clothing thing, what is that next thing. So I just suggested a kerchief. You come up with anything, no? So that's on you.
Rohan, so as you know, we are budding podcasters. What are few things that we should do on our page to boost our visibility?
Figure out why you guys are doing it. Write your matrices. Write your audiences. This is one thing. What you gonna do it? Who will watch your podcast? If that is clear, the viewers will come in. Not, and then you want to have that viewership. See, spending an hour to listening in a figure which I don't know, right? Which is not quite popular, is very difficult. Okay, when I'll watch the podcast is something. If I should have that hook, I should connect with that guy, whatever he's saying. So it means you have to extract so many reels out of that podcast, which will go on social media platforms. LinkedIn it will go on YouTube Shorts, it will go on Instagram. Then if someone might see, have you guys watched any podcast? Did you guys go on YouTube and search, or did you guys go from Instagram?
Mostly from Instagram.
Instagram, right? That's where they created a hook, right? When you relate to that reel, you will end up watching the entire podcast, right? So go and check other people's what kind of shorts they are doing it. Shorts will work, small content pieces will work. That's where the hook will come in. They end up going to the YouTube and watching it, right? Create short content, and then you post static post, summarize this podcast, summarize these questions, post it, these kind of questions we ask. See, now people want to read it, now people want to listen, now people want to see it, right? See, they don't want that high level of editing, no. See, whenever I'm speaking about money, you should show that money visuals, no, not required. I can visualize, right? See, you have to show that kind of visuals which I can't imagine, right? So go watch Nikhil's this thing.
Yeah, I think that's a great point.
Right. So if he's speaking about some paper, I don't know about the paper, they will end up showing the research paper, something. See, they only show those visuals which you can't visualize. So these are very important things while doing the content pieces.
Okay, Rohan, to close our session, I have few rapid fire questions for you. So one is, which is your favorite marketing campaign ever?
Favorite marketing campaign you can study from Ogilvy. They did for Honda in Dubai. See that, you will understand what they have launched.
Favorite podcaster?
Favorite podcaster, I would suggest Nikhil Kamath. I would say Nikhil. I listen to him a lot. Alex Harmuz is the guy whom I listen most.
A dream collaboration that you want to do?
Dream collaboration, I wanna have a discussion with Nikhil Kamath, because that's the guy who inspired me to come to Bangalore, do something on my own. So he's the guy.
To put a personality to Whymedia, what would that be?
India's King Kong.
Okay.
Because King Kong is a company which is run by Sabri Subi. He has a book for you guys. There is a guy called Sabri Subi. He's from Australia. You guys know, I don't know about him. He has written a book called Sell Like Crazy. You all need to read that book. Okay, that's not a book, it's a guide. Right. So he runs a company called King Kong Media. So that's the only company which has did turnover in billions. So that's the reason I mentioned King Kong. That's the association what I did. Yes.
I think that's it. Rohan, thank you so much. I think it has been very insightful, and probably you were like a Nikhil Kamath for all of us, because very relatable questions, relatable answers. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to connecting with you again.
I'd love to interact with you guys. Thank you.